There we go. Yeah, if you're well known of this stream, sometimes there's always something. I know, and I'm also wearing a hat. But anyway, welcome to this special session. I know it's not gaming. I that's that's fun, isn't it? Something different, something out of the ordinary. But anyway, thank you for joining us today. I am really excited about sharing this with you. Many of you have been seeing just our streams and going, oh, okay, are they really a church? Well, actually, we are. Uh, and to give you an understanding, this is our website. It's powerupchurch.org. And this is what greets you at the beginning. Yeah, I have it full screen for a reason. But if you want to explore, and I do implore you, explore all you want. You know, you can scroll down. You can understand exactly what we're doing, what current operation we're in. So, so tomorrow is our next operation that we'll have up. You can go to the bridge, figure out, what, who's who, who's what, the whole 9 yards. Find out a little bit about us, get to understand us, find out what our directives are and our core beliefs. So this is, you get our campaigns. One of the bigger things that I like is we now have the prayer beacon wall, which basically is a prayer wall. But this one is designed specifically by us just to make it plain and simple. Easy to read form. We're again, this is the 1.0 version, so you get a really good understanding of everything here. I will say this, yes, you're going to have to do the CAPTCHA, but you can post anonymously. You can keep this, this private, and just check one. We have yet to get the correct settings for that. It's a little tricky, but and then yes, you do have to do that. But here's the thing: if you say, "Hey, I want my data deleted," it's off the system, and we already have one from August, so you can also pray for that. Always awesome. And now to what we're really here for: the Frontier Support Network. You're greeted with this. We have the home front. We have 3 areas um, of the Frontier Support Network that we focus on. Basically, the home front here in the United States, abroad, internationally, and of course, the third one is this one, which is preparing for new ministers, new missionaries, the whole 9 yards. So when you start off in our area, and I'll tell you about more of this later on, but the Frontier Support Network is basically you give your tithe or your offering. This is on top of this. So let's say you give only a $10 a month. That's fine. Give $10 a month. That goes towards the church directly. It doesn't take anything away from the Frontier Support Network. It doesn't take expenses away, nothing. So, our goal for this year, up to 2027, which is going to be Easter 2027, our goal is to have $10,000 in the whole thing. And then, like I said, 3 frontiers, it's all one mission. Here are the things that we are doing. So, future church building, definitely something that is on. That is, in and of itself, separate from operations. So, it goes towards the building and all of that. We are also going to give to Extra Life and Toys for Tots. Now, for what we call serving the home front, which is our local area, you'll see that we give 30% of this total. So there will be $3,000 in a pool and split between these three. So each one would pretty much get $1,000 into their pool. So at the end of the year, so pretty much Easter, what we will do is we will send out checks to Extra Life and Toys for Tots of what we donated. Again, like I said, we are changing this one here, so give it a few days. They have changed a few things since the last 24 hours. So we have to, but everything else. So this is beyond borders. These are people who go outside of the United States, and probably they do mission inside the United States, but we look at the overall mission for them. So 60% goes to these folks here, and there will be a third. Don't worry. So Convoy of Hope will be getting, Samaritan's Purse, and then our third one, which we're still going through because that was kind of a shocker how they changed everything. But Sat 7 was for bringing children's productions to those who can't find that type of programming. But yes, it's basically this one we give 60% of that total. So of the three, they'll get 2,000 apiece. And people are going, well, why internationally more expensive than say at home? It's just how we see that it should be done. There should be more mission outside of our borders than inside. That doesn't negate anything of the importance of being America first for those folks. It doesn't negate anything like that. We have so much here in the United States that we can actually go and say, okay, we don't need to put that much in because a lot of people inside the country already donate inside the country. A lot of groups that do work outside the country don't always get that. It's not rare, but it's also they don't get a lot more outside. And finally, 10% of that money goes to folks who are just getting their credentials to become ministers and faith leaders. So here is where here's where we give people who are not doing the traditional route of seminary or college to get their credentials. We're going to help them get their studies through their training fees, any development leadership program, credential preparations and stuff like that. So any of those things. So for me, I didn't go through traditional seminary. I didn't go through a traditional college to get my credentials. I went through a school, a Bible school in and of itself to get my credentials. So that's pretty much what it's for. It's for people who are not really doing the traditional route because they're, again, like I say, there's a lot of churches out there that do give for the scholarships and stuff like that. And it's just an empty area that a lot of people just don't see. So in our frequently asked questions, you can tour it, but there is one that I want to, actually there's two that I want to highlight here. And it's this one. Can I designate my contribution to a specific organization or project? So that one's a touchy subject, and I'm going to tell you why we have this rule in place. So as it says, specific projects may be designated when a donor is able to fully fund the identified project. Contributions that do not fully fund a designated project are put in the General Frontier Support Network Fund and distributed according to the established mission allocations. Okay, what does that mean? So let's say during one of our briefings and one of our messages, we say, "Hey, we've got a goal here for this specific project in um, in the network." Okay, so you can contribute directly to Frontier Support Network, and we'll show you how to do that in just a few moments. But if you say, "Hey, I want to contribute to the church building," okay, well, right now the goal is $1,000 or 2,000, whatever we see that we need for later. We don't do partials from individuals, and the reason behind that is just because it it's not to say we're going to favor this person and say, "Hey, we're going to put up a plaque and say, hey, all that." It's more of, if you're going to designate a fund, you better be ready to do the whole thing. That's not a that's not a bad thing in one aspect, because we will then know, hey, we can fund this now. We can fund this project. We can guarantee it because the person said, "Hey, I want to fund this one project." Boom, we can do that and not have to go, "Ooh, we didn't make our goal." Do you see what I'm saying? If you donate to the general pool, there's no pressure on us to say, "Hey, we can fund this guaranteed." But if somebody says to me, "Hey, we need this amount of money. Can you help us raise this amount of money?" And they give us a specific goal, we can tell them we can try. We'll post it on here, but we're not going to accept any funds unless that goal amount is 100% reached, because that on our end is a commitment. For us, we are committed for that goal. And we don't want any of the other groups to suffer from that. But at the other time is like, well, I only want to donate $100 to it. Well, we said this is the goal. We've committed to that goal. And when we can't do that, that looks bad, not just for us, but for you as the donor, because then it's like, and we don't release your names. Let's be clear. Nobody's names get released when you go through the network. But then it becomes an issue of, well, we can't really work with you because you can't guarantee when we say something. At the beginning, we say we can try, but in our in our experience and experience of other church leaders that we've talked to, if we post a specific project here and says this is the goal, it's got to be 100% funded no matter what. So if it's one person or a group of people say, "Hey, we got together, pooled our money, and we want to fund this project, and we have 100% of the money," that's fine. But it really is one of those that, in regards to commitments. So the other thing is that people will ask, um, is giving to the Frontier Support Network the same as tithing? No, it's not. This is above regular tithes, offerings, and donations. It really is. This is just above and beyond. Um, it's not about getting a support, pat on the back, a nameplate or something. If you do contribute to a specific one, we probably will if you want to. But outside of that, no, not really. You're not gonna get applauded for it. So these are the standard um, frequently asked questions that we've been asked in the past. So, okay, you get here. You also see that we have the give sign here, and I've got to change that. But let me give you what it looks like at the portal. Takes you to this portal, and this is, you get a little bit of information. So here's your donation amount. You can give just one time, bi-weekly, or monthly. So two funds we have is Tithes and Offerings and Frontier Support Network. Simple, right there. So we always say, go ahead and donate and give tithes and offerings first before you go and give the Frontier Support Network. That way there's no temptation to commingle funds. There's no, well, I said for you to do this. They're very specific, very direct, and that's very key when it comes to donations. Tithes and offerings, that's pretty much a declared fund. Frontier Sport Network, that's a declared fund. We have to, on our end, make sure that declared funds are separated from each other. So that's why when we talk about, tithes and offerings being just for the operations of the church, that's specifically what it is. It's only for the church's use. It cannot be used for anything else. It cannot go to anything else. Now, question has come up to us in the past. It's like, okay, so say you're under budget for this year. What are you gonna use with the tithes and offerings? Okay, what we're gonna do is for 1 year, let's say 1 year we are under budget because hey, we didn't have any major repairs to do, we didn't have any major issues come up. We're just there to take care of things, and we're under budget for what we need. Cool. So what happens with that is the system that we have in place, and it's in our bylaws and everything, is we carry it over for a year, and let's say the next year we're also under budget. Okay, that pool that we've had for 2 years, we cut it in half. One half goes into the Frontier Support Network to boost it up, and we still keep another half for reserve just in case. So that's how we are doing it each and every time. So that's it for us. Let's see. Oh, that's right. There we are. So yes, I do use a Brave browser too. But that's really it for us here. I'm very thankful for you to take your time out just for the day for the last 15, 20 minutes that we have. But one other thing I want to say, yes, we do have merch. So yes, it's the plug. It's the evil plug. So, check what we have. If you like, hey, support us this way too. You get something back. So yeah. And again, thank you. Not just for supporting us here financially, but supporting us by watching us. You do a lot more than you think. Even just watching us. If you have questions, comments, concerns, hey, let us know. It's all good. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you later this evening.
Engines awake, clear the route. Horizon locked, move. Out, 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 out. Fast pulse, bright screen, new route coming clean. Past fades, stars rise, no wall stops our eyes. We learn from the fall, build back through it all. No drift, no disguise, set course, synchronize. We can feel the distance opening. We can hear the future calling in. Run the horizon, go where the old maps end. Carry the signal beyond where it has been. Run the horizon, no one moves alone. We turn the unknown into a road that leads us home. One crew, many names, different lives, shared aim. Hold fast, stay near. When one shakes, we steer. Pressure shapes the frame. Hard roads build the range. Eyes front, system channel breaks, we rebuild the sound. When the root disappears, we create